So, Midnight Club 3 Dub Edition is the third game in the Midnight Club series and the first in the series to feature licensed real-life cars such as Cadillac, Chrysler, and more. Players can race in the cities of San Diego, Atlanta and Detroit. Like previous installments in the series, the game is an arcade-style racer and focuses on wild, high-speed racing, rather than realistic physics and driving characteristics. The name derived from a partnership between Rockstar and Dub Magazine, which features heavily in the game in the form of Dub-sponsored races and Dub-customized vehicles as prizes. In contrast to previous games, a physical representation of other racers cannot be seen, besides motorcycle riders displayed in the game.
The game included an online mode, where players could race other players from all around the world. There were also many clubs available to join, or players could start and manage their own club. Most offline race modes were available for play online, and while in online mode you could chat in gameplay, including Revolutionary Cruise mode, Capture the Flag, Circuit Racing, Ordered Racing, Unordered Racing, Tag, Paint and Autocross. Tracks designed offline could be used online. As of late 2014, Rockstar announced the closure of the online services of many of their older games, with Midnight Club 3 being one of them, and unfortunately, the game's online mode is no longer operational unless you emulate it through third-party software.
The vehicle modification feature allows players to customize their cars, trucks, and motorcycles for performance or cosmetics. Customizing is performed at the garage located in each city, such as San Diego's 619 Customs, Atlanta's Apple Team, Detroit's Vince Tunings, and Tokyo's Speedway Mods, in which will be discussed further in part 2 of this quick overview of the game. Different sections of the modification feature correspond to different aspects of customization. Different car types have different customization options. For example, tuners can be upgraded with chrome or carbon taillights, while classic muscle cars cannot. Meanwhile, classic muscle cars can be upgraded with wheelie bars, while other types cannot.
Sometimes, the options are limited for the vehicle types themselves. For example, some SUVs can be upgraded with brush guards and one-shot kits, while others cannot. Also, certain cars do not have body upgrades, aside from rims, while others in that vehicle type do.
However, Midnight Club's 3 Dub Edition Remix is a re-released version of Midnight Club's 3 Dub Edition. The game features all of the cities, vehicles, and music from Midnight Club's 3 Dub Edition. This version of the game also allows the player to import the data on their memory card from the first version of Midnight Club 3 Dub Edition, which saves players the worry of starting over. The following features were added in the re-release, such as 24 new vehicles. Midnight Club 2's Tokyo was added and revamped for the remix version of this game, new licensed music, races, battle maps, and even the menu's UI color.
First, GameCube and Game Boy Advance ports were suggested by someone who worked for Rockstar Games, but the idea was shut down. Second, Nintendo DS and Gizmondo ports were also planned, but got cancelled because someone thought it was too tacky. Third, the next game, Midnight Club Los Angeles, continued to have licensed vehicles, but it never partnered itself with the Dub Magazine. Fourth, Dub Magazine also had a toy line by Jada called Dub City. Fifth, since it's a street racing game, it mostly competed with Electronic Arts' Need for Speed Underground and the less reviewed Street Racing Syndicate by Namco. However, both rivaling games came out in 2004, so Midnight Club 3 Dub Edition would compete against Need for Speed Most Wanted, also by Electronic Arts. And finally, the original game received a rating of the 9th of February 2010 from IN, while the remix got a rating of the 8th of August 2010. It also received a rating of the 8th of March 2010 from GameSpot. Metacritic received a rating of 84/100 for the PS2 version and an 87/100 for the Xbox version.
San Diego is the first city that features a harbor, a fairground, possibly Belmont Park by the beach, houses, industrial area, beach, the San Diego Zoo, Balboa Park, Petco Park, which can be driven through as a shortcut in races, a water park, based on real-life Sea World, and more, where many races take place. The game's rendition of the city also features the San Diego Naval Base with the USS Kitty Hawk, which can be driven on as a shortcut during races, and a dry dock submarine, as well as Marine Corps Recruit Depot San Diego.
San Diego also features a trolley system that features moving trolleys, which serve as one of the most dangerous obstacles in the game. Colliding with one will cause the player to come to an instant stop and be pushed out of the way by the train. This also happens with the subway subway trains in Detroit. There are also comedic instances when the AI will often plow head-on into one of the trolleys and then get sent humorously flying backwards as a result of the force of the collision.
There is a mall here that can be driven through and used as a shortcut, as well as other buildings with glass entrances and parking lots that can also be driven through and used as a shortcut. This city is the only city where it is possible to fall into the ocean excluding Tokyo. Doing so will cause the player to slowly be sent back onto the road, wasting time. Police in the city use the Chevrolet Impala and the Kawasaki Police 1000, and will give chase to speeding racers. Being the first cop car in the game, the Chevrolet Impala is the slowest cop car in the game, while the Police 1000 is one of the fastest cop vehicles and motorcycles in the game.
Atlanta is the second city being set in the capital of the state of Georgia. Atlanta, in this game, features many locations that are located in the actual city. Such locations include the Downtown Connector, Underground Atlanta, Centennial Olympic Park, World of Coca-Cola Building, former location by Underground Atlanta, Phillips Arena, CNN Center, the Bank of America Tower, though it is much wider and shorter, One Atlantic Center, the SunTrust Plaza, the Capitol Building and many more. Oakland Cemetery is enterable with gravestones that can be destroyed by driving over them, and several enterable buildings, including the Vortex. The blue lights used on police cars in the real Atlanta are also used on the police cars in this city and game. There is a secret subway system somewhere along with a construction site on the highway.
Detroit is the city that's snowy when driven in. There are many industrial areas in this city. The city also features many drawbridges that open and close automatically every few minutes. If a racer happens to ride on a drawbridge that is opening or fully open, they will jump over the river below and land on the other side of the bridge ahead. These drawbridges are featured in a number of races in Detroit. Detroit also has a freeway that circles the entire city. There are also several ramps that lead to other freeways as well. There is an elevated rail system known as the People Mover in the city as well, which is similar to the tram system in San Diego. These tracks are usually overground or at ground level with the races. The train tracks can be reached and driven on by using a motorcycle to climb the stairways up to them. Various car wrecks can be found scattered throughout the city. The city's police use Chevrolet Impalas in the city and will give chase to speeding racers. These police cars are the second fastest police cars in the game.
The in-game rendition of the city features actual landmarks and neighborhoods found in real-life Detroit, such as Commerce Park, Hackytown Cafe, Greektown, Highland Park, Michigan Central Station, the Renaissance Center, Cobo Arena, the Cobo Convention Center, Phillip Hart Plaza and its pylon sculpture, Grand Circus Park, the Joe Louis Fist, Fox Theater, and the Joe Louis Arena. Ford Field is also in the game and its concourse area can be driven through as a shortcut during races. The CompuWay building is in the game and it too can be driven through and used as a shortcut. Notably missing is Tiger Stadium, which still existed when the game was released, but was demolished a few years after the game came out. Belle Isle is also not present in the game. The Ambassador Bridge is modeled and can be seen in the game, but is unreachable and thus cannot be driven on. The game does take some creative liberty when it comes to geography for gameplay's sake. For example, River Rouge and its drawbridges are depicted as being much closer to downtown Detroit than in real life. If the in-game weather is set to rain, it will snow in Detroit. Setting the in-game weather to snow while in Detroit will result in rain in other cities.
Tokyo is a large city filled with many skyscrapers and a large freeway system that circles the entire city. Traffic on this highway is medium except in certain areas. There is a downtown area called Shibuya which has a similar look to Times Square. Cops in the city drive police versions of the Nissan Skyline and will shout in Japanese to racers they are chasing.
In the meantime, thanks for tuning in for this week's episode. My name's Vince.
And I'm Suki. We hope to see you all next time. Thanks for watching.